Okay, so the stream seems to be up. Good morning to anybody who might be watching. And Rosie says good morning too. Right, Rosie? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I know I'm annoying. Okay. So what are we doing today? Today we are going to we're gonna see if I can take the next step. For the last few days I've been having issues with the movement. So one of my followers suggested I do a state tree to move the soldiers around, which I think is a good idea in general. But I have kept losing faith in that idea because I don't like getting stuck on one thing, on like one functionality. But the state tree now not only works, which took like 2 days, and it also moves from one state to another, which was also not fun. But the soldiers now kind of react to it. So okay, so there are a few things I want to do regarding, well, I wrote it down yesterday. For example, if you look at this UI section, if the soldiers move but then stop moving, it keeps saying they move because the old style of moving the old style of movement when they stopped moving, they would tell the unit, hey, I've stopped moving, I'm at my position. And then that unit would count soldiers who are in position and then say, okay, they stopped moving, they're idle now. I believe that I should do it differently now. I should probably, when each soldier reaches the idle state, he might want to send the unit a sign. That's how I think it could work. In fact, well, I don't know 100%, but maybe on entry into various states, the soldiers could send that information to the unit and say, hey, we are in this state now. And when the unit counts that, all the soldiers are idle, then the unit will say, hey, all of you, the unit is idle, and the UI will update. I should be writing this down. Not this. Okay. Reworking, stopping. Oh yeah, that's another thing I want to do. And perhaps in each state, and if all are idle, UI sets to idle. If one is fighting, UI sets to fighting, etc. that's, I also don't know if, well, the stopping works, but it works uh, because it's the old style, and I'm not 100% sure. Uh, I'm not 100% sure if either of these is, so now the state tree might be in the wrong position. And I also have to learn how to check the state tree and like which state the characters are in. And I'm just gonna put that in here. Find out how to uh, check what state the tree is in. Okay. Those are some things I need to do, but I'm not going to be doing them today, or not yet at least. Because yesterday I decided I'm going to figure out a way to uh, finally solve my problem of soldiers moving through each other. So this has been a problem for a while, that they cannot move through each other. They were getting stuck on each other, and it is very annoying. So so what I have decided to do is make it easier for them to pass through each other. Now, I was using uh, weird things such as disabling collision if they get stuck, but they always got stuck, and then the collision got disabled. It was slow. And then it also didn't work for the enemies because you want them to be stuck on the enemies but not on each other. And that's a whole other problem. So what I came up with is I actually took the soldiers thing here, and I took his capsule component and I made it much, much smaller. Because even if I disabled collision for friends but not for enemies, then if the capsule component didn't work, the mesh had its own collision set, and those were causing problems. I mean, if you saw the stream yesterday, you know that the soldiers were kind of bumping into each other, flying off the screen. It was a mess. So if I make the capsule component very small, I am capable of okay, why are these soldiers not moving though? That's my question. Seriously? And they just stopped moving. I don't know what I did. Oh, okay. Hmm. Access node, access none. Graph. Which one was PP soldier? Was none? It's probably because I changed the capsule component on the fly. That's my bad. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, okay. They move, and they move through each other, and that's the important bit. Okay, they can get through each other. They can they can do this. Before that, they would get stuck and they couldn't do this, but now they can do this. Okay. Now the problem obviously is that I need them to actually get stuck and actually block the enemies. But I don't really want this to be happening all that much. You know? So there's a problem with, you know, so many soldiers here at once. And what are we gonna do about it? See, because if we look very closely here, the capsule component of this soldier, I don't know if it will be visible. It will not be visible. Okay, that's fine. His problem is that his capsule component basically goes like this. So the enemy will be stuck right next to him. So what we're going to do about it is we're going to create a new capsule component. Hopefully that's something I can do. Although Claude assured me that it is. So we're going to create a capsule component that's going to be around the soldier. It's going to be a little wider. And that way, I'm going to be able to detect soldiers. And that one will actually block friendlies and detect enemies. So that logic that I wrote yesterday will still be useful. And that will make sure that these soldiers can't just walk through each other. They will get stuck on the enemies though, so it should kind of work. Hopefully, yeah. Well, let's see if I can do that. So primary capsule small, existing capsule component. Both friendly and enemy soldiers prevent stacking. Purely for physical movement, finding engagement detector component, larger overlap. And a second sphere component. Collision detected. Collision enabled query only. Actually, no, that's the thing. See, now it's telling me various weird things. And that's not what I want. Okay, let's just see what we can do. Collision cylinder. Okay, can I just do collision sphere, collision capsule? Okay, let's do collision sphere. So now it's 17. What was it before? Before it was 34. Okay. So I basically reduce the radius to half. And I'm gonna say okay. Well, this will be interesting because the sphere. Maybe I should have just done a capsule. I really don't know. Okay, let's just do a capsule maybe. Let's add collision sphere, capsule. This will be engagement capsule. Let's do that. So let's make it radius like this. Let's make the half height a little taller. It can be the same one actually. this is 96, so let's do that. 96, okay. I need to remember to put the capsule component back to 17, yeah. So the main capsule component is just for movement. Maybe we can try like 20. I don't know, we'll see. And this one, let's set it to no collision for now. Can allow characters to step on, no. Generate overlap events, no. Okay, let's see if this works the way I envisioned it working, which very few things do. Well, let's see. Yeah, okay. They pushed through each other. But because I made the capsule larger, I think that's what gets them stuck. Yeah, but as they move through, like, they get better. I don't know. I wanna check something. If I take the capsule component, the original one or this one, is there a way to make it maybe more angular so that they kind of like slide off of each other? Probably not, though. So that would be weird. Yeah, I don't think I can mess around with that geometry so much. It's okay. So I'm just gonna make it a tad smaller again. Let's try 18. The good thing is that the engagement capsule is not messing with this logic. I would be surprised if it did, but it doesn't, so that's good. It's good news for me. I mean, yeah, if there's like 3 different movements happening, like if I tell these guys to, you know, do this, and then these guys walk through them, and these guys walk through them, it's gonna be a mess, sure. But at least they shouldn't be getting stuck all that much. You know, like, yeah, of course they get stuck because they're still physical, you know, physical soldiers. But it should be okay. Alright, so that's that. And now we're gonna grab the engagement capsule. What is it, Rosie? Mm-hmm. Oh, that cracked my back just fine. Oh, that was good. Okay, so we're gonna take the engagement capsule and we're gonna do the friendly preset on this capsule, and we're actually gonna have to do that programmatically. So let's do no collision here. And we're going to the soldiers event graph. Set collision channels, yes. And it's not going to be this capsule component, it's going to be this engagement capsule. And depending on whether the soldier is on team A or team B, he will be getting the friendly or the enemy preset. I've set that up yesterday, so technically it should still work. And we'll see if it works or not. Okay, so. Huh? Okay. That's not great. Why is it not moving? Okay. Is there an issue somewhere? What the hell? Okay, so without the capsule they move. Okay, that's not exactly what I had in mind. Probably need to look at the preset. Let's take a look at the preset. Editor preferences, that's not what I want. Project settings, that's what I want. Collision. Okay, friendly preset. I think this is the problem. We need to ignore them all except the enemy soldier. Because the actual capsule takes care of all of this. So we ignore everything, and the enemy ignores everything except for the friend, who he will block. Okay, let's try now. Okay, that's much better. Okay, the soldiers still walk through each other. And we still have... Let's walk through two armies just to check it. Yes, everything works. Okay, that's fine. That's great. And now, what I need to do is the soldier detects collision, but he detects it in the wrong, I think, in the wrong component. Yes, that's exactly what I thought. We got capsule component. That's not the one I want. I want the engagement capsule. There we go. He is going to... So you're going to check if the other actor that was hit was an enemy. Well, he would have to be an enemy, right? Because we don't have anything else. Because the capsule doesn't... the capsule ignores all the other... ignores all the other touches. We're going to keep the logic because I feel like we might have use for it eventually. But for now, let's see if we can, if this works. Because if this works, then that's great. Because that would mean I can send a group of soldiers here, and they will collide. The front line will collide with each other. Oh, they did not. Okay, well that's not good. Not even on the second attempt. I love this. I love this crap so much. Okay. On collision with enemy soldier. Oh, we're colliding. Hold on. Is this failing? Print string collision fail. Let's try that just to see if the problem is with the cast or with something else. No. Okay. Okay, let's check if the collision is detected then. That's the other option, basically. Okay. nothing happens. This is interesting. Okay. But also, I feel like the soldiers shouldn't really be moving through each other. I mean, the capsule is big enough to block them. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of just stepping on top of each other. So the engagement capsule, I don't think is really doing anything. Maybe some of these settings are the issue. Let's check now. No, nothing. Okay. This is weird and I don't like it. Generate overlap events. Hold on, what's the setting on this one? Generates overlap. Characters step up on. So it's just. Okay, generate overlap, but there should be some hit. There should be some hit events, you know. Okay, let me check something else here. Okay, let's check this one soldier. Let's check his engagement capsule. And the settings for his engagement capsule is correct. Enemy preset, enemy soldier, block friendly, ignore the rest. Okay. And this one soldier of mine, his engagement capsule, friendly, ignore everything except enemy, and he will block, and he is set correctly. Okay, so that works. That works fine. Okay. Let's unbegin overlap. Okay, so Claw is telling me to use begin overlap instead of component hit. Now this seems, because the engagement detector is set to overlap, not block with enemies, and overlap events. Since your engagement detector whole purpose is to detect enemies without physically blocking movement, it must be set to overlap. Your small capsule is set to block for actual movement stopping. And wanted a hit Set specific component, use on component hit there instead. Small capsule block, component hit. Detector capsule set to block enemy soldier type. The friendly preset. Block, no overlap when it's the right event. My overlap suggestion doesn't fit what you actually want. Simplify plan. Engagement detector, larger capsules. Same team ignore. Enemy team block. Use on component hit on this component to trigger engagement. Yeah. Movement capsule, same team, enemy team, block everything. Yeah. Why this achieves what you want? Well, thank you, Claude, for telling me why this achieves what I want after explaining to you what I want. That's very helpful. Set those up. Yeah, okay, and I've set it up and now it doesn't work, so it's also great. Up and now it doesn't work. Anyway, is it allowed? What should the hierarchy be on BP soldier? Okay. Got another beautiful sunrise happening. Attach it to the capsule component as a child. Position, size larger, half height. Okay, common mistakes. Not actually attached. It is actually attached, so that's good. Collision profile not actually applying. It is applying. Bound to wrong component. It's not, but okay. Component not visible. Enabled. Check visible. And that collision actually isn't. I don't know if this should be visible. Visible. It is visible. Visible and ray tracing, visible and reflections. Well, I'm not sure it should be visible and ray tracing, but okay. Okay, we're just gonna go here, and we're going to try this. This is not gonna work. Yeah, even though, yeah, these guys literally got stuck on each other for a moment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to debug I'm gonna debug this. So I'm gonna take this print string and I'm gonna move it even lower right here. If Unreal stops, getting stuck. Okay, let's see. Even before we cast it to anything, if it actually does hit, it should hit. Man, it doesn't. On component hit. I'm using the engagement capsule. Okay, maybe I just need to. Okay. Bind event to on component hit. Okay. Let's do it. Actually, I did that wrong. Should be assign on component hit. There we go. Okay. Now this can go down here because I was reusing the other thing, so maybe that's the problem. Other actor, other component. Well, let's see if there's anything detected, and we'll see if I really need to start spawning them closer. Damn it. Okay. Whoops. Let's attack them. No overlap. No nothing. Well, this sucks. Okay, I'm gonna try overlap. That's gonna be much harder to do, but I mean, you know, assign overlap on component begin overlap. There we go. Okay, we're gonna take this. My little kitten is snoring on that window. That's such an adorable sound. Okay, so we're gonna do on component overlap. And now we're gonna have to switch the project settings and collision and the presets, and we're actually gonna set overlap. There we go. We compile it all. Other actor. Overlap component. Yeah, sure. This, right? Yeah. We'll see if we get any detection this time. Oh, okay. Oh, we're finally getting somewhere. I need to use the other group of soldiers now. You're gonna arrive at the scene. There we go. And if I tell them to just move, like they're gonna. Well, they're still kind of, way too bunched up. But at least it happened, so that's good, I guess. Can I adjust the radius of the capsule component on demand? What do you think? I don't think I can, but maybe. Set radius. Oh, we can set the radius. See, what I'm thinking is, as soon as the soldier starts fighting, well, at least the first soldier, right? He needs more space. So we're gonna say, okay, his radius is now whatever we choose to put in. So okay, let's say marching capsule radius, and we're gonna do that as a float. What's the default value? Okay, default value. It's an 18, right? And we're gonna say combat capsule radius, and we're gonna set that to 34, which was the original. Now, I would much prefer to use this engagement capsule instead and set behavior to basically block friendlies and enemies at the same time. And we can see how this works. See if there's anything. Okay, actually this little piece of code could be right here. Engage enemy. Okay, I'm gonna say set your capsule radius to double its size. Okay, let's see what happens now. And we could use the state tree, basically saying, hey, if I'm getting out of the fighting stance, switch my, did this work? I think it did. They're not as bunched up anymore. And I can actually test it out by sending soldiers through this front line. And see if they collide more with the... Oh yeah. Oh yeah. These frontline guys have the larger radius. Yeah. Okay, so that's a way to do it, I guess. No, I'm thinking. So we're just gonna say the BP soldier says collision with enemy soldier, and we're gonna say trigger fight status. Trigger fight status should also be a thing that we do for the state tree. So that soldier should enter the fight. Okay, so we would have to send another what is it? Character movement, AI control, get controller. Is that the thing? Get controller. Get use control. No. No, I had it somewhere already. In the handle movement order ST, yeah. Oh, soldier controller. Get state tree. Okay. Well, that's fine. Soldier controller, state tree AI. And we're gonna do send the state tree event. And the event is okay. The state tree event will be ST soldier. We're gonna create a new one here. Fight. Not sure that's the right way to do this, but okay. Add new tag. ST soldier fight. Okay. So this means I should now be in the fighting stance, which we can check if we get here. And the first task we do is debug text, and we're gonna do a red text that says hold my beer. I'm a fight. Okay, so now we should be able to see that. Yeah. Okay. I need to stand up. What is it, Rosie? Okay. So the issue here is that I didn't say. I wonder if there's a way to automatically set this state. Set state tree. Yeah, see, no. Because technically I would like to be able to, you know, transition. because I need to be able to say, hey, on like whatever happened, on event with this fight tag, we're switching to fighting mode. Conditions, there are no conditions. But the thing is, I would want that to be like global. I mean, I can copy paste it into the idle state. I guess I cannot. I cannot paste. Oh, seriously? I have to make a new one and then say paste. Okay, so that's the thing. So when I'm idle, if I receive that event, I'm switching to fighting, and if I receive the move, I'm switching to move. If I am moving, okay. So here's what needs to happen, right? You're either fighting okay, so now that I have the transitions, you can transition to moving and fighting. We can transition to fighting, and from fighting we cannot transition anywhere, so we're stuck on that. Although technically I could just do this, right? I could use this event and paste it into fighting here. That means that if I move the soldier, he's gonna start moving again. Yep, that's it. Okay. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's try if we get the debug text. Okay. Well, let's just do it this way. Okay, we've detected the collision. We've got the text, hold my beer, I'm a fight. Okay, well, it's very strange that they set themselves up this way. I mean, I did tell them to line up like this, so maybe that's the problem. Well, okay, these guys are engaged over there. Did they switch back into the moving state? Yeah, because they just keep moving. Because I haven't triggered a fight status. That's the thing that stops them from moving for now. The trigger fight status basically says stop moving. Don't because as they move, it's because of this. If I tell these guys to move away, these guys will follow them. And when they catch them, they will fight them. That's the blinking green thing that you see. But now they'll just stop. Yeah. They will no longer try to chase the unit because they are in the fight state. The fight status is on the unit, which says, hey, stop. Stop checking. And I might do a state tree on the unit itself at some point. Probably not state tree AI though. Okay. So technically, this works. We've got the soldiers idling, moving, fighting, and switching between between these states. Okay, hold on. Okay. I'm gonna put the debug text up here so that I can quickly see if things are happening the way I want them to. Let's play. Okay, so they all say, sit. These guys now say, I'm moving. It's correct. And we're gonna say, hold my beer, I'm a fight. Okay. If I do this, they'll say moving, which is correct. And when they get there, they should say, I'm a sit. There we go. Okay, so they are switching states, which is correct. It's 7 o'clock. Okay, I still have a bit of time. No. Okay, we're gonna... I really should learn how to visualize the states though. But it's okay. Not right now. State completed, state succeeded. I think one of these can be removed actually. State succeeded. I mean, it doesn't matter if it succeeds or fails, so we can still go to idle. So I think that's... And it doesn't really fail now. So the movement order doesn't fail anymore. Because of our capsule logic that we have fixed. Yep. Okay, that's not the best thing ever. But it's gonna work. Okay. Let's just set them this way. It's a right old mess here, but they're gonna keep moving. Okay, nobody got stuck. Damn, that's good. I love that. Okay. If they got stuck, I would decrease the capsule radius a little more, but well, not right now. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So every soldier who encounters an enemy, they should go into a fighting state or waiting for combat state. I should create a new state here. Add state, add child state. Waiting to fight. And this state means, oh, sorry. I could use some water, but I have none. I have to go downstairs. Okay. I am back. Let me just check the stream real quick. Everything seems to be in order. Okay, then let's keep going. This really should say 712. Also, my box should say that. 712. There we go. Okay, now. So am I gonna do that now? Probably. But how would this work? The soldier who encounters the enemy says, I'm fighting right now. The soldier who doesn't, the rest of the unit. Hey, Rosie. You don't want to come to me? No. You don't care. My little kitty. Yeah, I know. Rosie. Merci de. Oh, kitten. You want to see something fun? I don't know if you'll see it on camera. Maybe if I increase this. Yeah. Look at this. She will bite me now. She will try to attack me. She knows that my hand is under the thing. And she'll. No, she just licks me today. Oh, okay, now she tried to bite me. Why? Okay, that's enough of the cat time. We're going back down here. And we are going back to Unreal. So what are we doing? We are setting every enemy to be either fighting or waiting to fight. Waiting to fight, let's do a task here that says I'll check for accessible enemy, and this guy is going to fight. Checking for accessible enemy is going to be a task on its own, apparently now. And that's just going to be try to find a soldier within a certain radius every few seconds, let's say. And check if he's unengaged and you can get to him. If you find a soldier who's not engaged in combat with somebody else and you can get to him, then do that. But also with fighting, when you enter the fighting state, I'm gonna create a custom function here. When you enter the fighting state, I want the capsule to enlarge. See, I wonder if all these events transition to conditions has tag object classes bool compare. But this is like it can stop me from moving away, right? So eventually here I could say, hey, if the soldier is still engaged in combat, don't allow him to move, right? But I wish there was a task or like a way to say, hey, just run this on exit, you know. Is there a way to run specific tasks when exiting a state? For example, I now set the capsule radius to I'm just gonna ask him like this. Exit or on exit tasks actions in the state setup. There is no on enter though. Like that's the thing that really is strange to me. It's just like, okay, here's an idle moving fighting, but like if I wanted to say, hey, on entry, do this, on exit, do that. Like I have to specifically see this is like break on enter, break on exit. Okay. What do you mean break on enter? Enables or disables breakpoint when entering selected task. Oh, that's the debugger. Okay, never mind. On event. Yeah, but these are transitions. It's not exactly what I want. You see, I would want like a task that only happens when I'm exiting the state. So when I'm not fighting anymore, I could just shrink back the capsule. This way, I'm gonna have to go into every state, basically, and, you know, set it up manually. Or I will, Google it. But, okay, hold on. State tree AI Unreal. Run task on state exit. I'm gonna try logic when a state exits state tree task is designed with specific life cycle. How to run logic on state exit to execute the task. Exit state function within your task. Interesting. Is my AC not running? Oh, it's not. Okay. Oh, that's why I'm so hot. Okay. Exit state triggers as the state transitions away. If a task is failing to fire on exit, it will maintain the running status while the state is active. Oh, okay. Okay. Googling brought me to this. Okay. Oh, hold on. There we go. Mhm. Okay, so it's on the task level, not the state level. I don't think that makes sense. I feel like there could be just like a thing here that says on exit state, on enter state. Like, why is it? Okay, but that means that I can just, okay, I'm gonna disable this thing here. Wait, I put it in engage enemy soldier. Okay, that's not even, okay, good. So I'm gonna have to create a custom task. Okay, let's create a custom task to enlarge the original capsule components radius. So I think we're gonna need a state tree. Look for state tree task. Nope. Content browser, create, right click, search state tree. State tree is not here. Content browser, create, right click, search state tree, look for state tree, task, blueprint base, or similar. Okay, it was okay. So the state trees are in the gameplay, right? Yes. No, Gemini, I don't want you here. It's a blueprint class, right? State tree task. State tree task blueprint base. Okay. We're gonna call it STT. So I'm calling the state tree soldier, right? Something. ST soldier. Should I specify, or should I just put that in one folder later on? I think I'm good. Okay, never mind. In large capsule. Oh, okay, common convention. Okay. We're just gonna go in here. And here we're gonna say open new task, input parameters. What the fuck is that? Okay, input parameters. Category for input, target actor, new radius, and duration. Oh, it's not temporary. It's gonna go until. Interesting. So in the input parameters, okay. So here we're gonna say target actor, and we're gonna say new radius. New radius. I don't know why I'm doing it here. The new radius. Oh, right, it's an input parameter. So, wait, should it be an input parameter? I don't think so. I think I should. It doesn't need to be an input. It can just be here. Yeah, that doesn't need to be an input. But the target will be BP soldier, right? Yes. Or get context actor automatically depending on schema. Okay, well, let's say enter state. Event enter state. We're gonna say target actor. Implement enter logic. Get capsule component. Transition. Transition target state. Transition current state. Transition current run status. Transition change type. Transition priority. Okay. Are you okay, Rosie? You okay? Okay. Enter state. Get capsule. No. See. Target actor. But hold on. Can I get the context actor? Context actor. Get actor data with context with target actor. Okay, never mind. I want to change the original radius before overwriting it. No. Select the relevant state. Add task. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here, say we are fighting. So add task. Okay, enlarge capsule. The task ticks at runtime. Okay. Hold on. The task, I didn't compile it, so target actor in BP soldier, or I'm just gonna say, hey, let's just send my actor in here. Okay, but then enter state, event enter state. We're gonna say get actor and say Get capsule, no, get component, get job component, capsule component. I don't know if this will work. Set radius. Target capsule component. What? Set capsule radius. Why did it do it so weird? Okay, hold on. Let's then. Okay, and event exit state. And when we exit the fighting state, we can just go back to, what was it, 17? I'm pretty sure it was 18 though. 18 and 34. Okay. Oh, you know. Keep this for now. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna. Well, we can just play. We can just play, and I will check it on the enemy soldiers. Okay. Not enemy, my soldiers. Okay. So this looks promising because these guys are not overlapping all that much. But let me check this guy. This guy's capsule component is currently at 34. And this guy's capsule component should also be at 34. Yes, it is. Okay, let's get control back. And now we're moving away. So let's pause it again. So these guys are still in fight mode, actually, so that shouldn't really be surprising. But this guy was fighting, and his capsule component currently is at 18. That's okay. See, now I understand why the state trees are so interesting and so important, because I didn't know that you can do this shit with them. Now it makes much more sense. Okay, I would really like to know, though, it's funny that the task itself can have different functions. Okay. Okay, what's next? What next is now that these guys are not gonna be getting stuck so much. Okay. The other thing I want to do is set up the waiting for combat. Set up waiting for combat state, which is not really part of the cleanup. Actually, I really should stop putting it there. It is part of this one. Revise soldier for the state tree logic. Go through each movement. There needs to be a bit of a work. How selection works. Yeah, that is part of the cleanup. Marking soldiers as selected, unselected job, and on unit selected. No, it's also cleanup. Rework, stopping for soldiers. Okay. This is. This goes here. Okay, that's this for now. Yeah, Claude is asking why I'm enlarging the capsule. Nosy bastard. Okay. So I'm going to remove this. So we're not setting the capsule radius here. And if we successfully leave the fighting stance, then, you know, or we enter the fighting state, or whatever it's called, we are going to, oops, that's not where I wanted to click. We're going to just shrink the capsule back to normal. I want to not have to send the actor in here. I want the task to get the context actor class. I saw it in here. Context actor. Get actor data with context. Okay. How can the task access the states actor without the state sending it as an input parameter? Context actor BP soldier actor get actor of class. No. You should be able to add property of type actor and mark it as context. Ooh, okay. What? In the tasks variable property list. Oh, okay. So I put him up here. I just rename him actor. He is BP soldier, sure. Category context. Default value. Let's compile this. And now the state should not be sending him. Okay, we're linking connected to context actor. Okay. And that works. See, this is much smarter way to do it. Okay. they still get bunched up, kind of, sort of. But we're gonna take care of that very soon. Okay. Um. Uh, yeah. So what do we need? Okay. So now I need to. Well, I think I need to go into Notion and create a new page here and says rewire PP unit with state tree. Yeah, and I'm gonna add that to the current version. Yeah. I'm not gonna be doing the cleanup. Not started. Progress. Yeah. The reason for this is it's just gonna be so much easier. It's gonna be so much easier to you know do this. Okay, so imagine we're gonna fight these guys. Okay, and let's say this soldier hits this soldier first, right? The rest of the guys, what should they do? Well, they need to start, let's say, actually, that's not gonna work, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's have these guys run here so that it's nice and quick. Okay, then to stop running. And now we're going to attack them, right? So, but, fuck. I need to pause it, not stop it. Okay. No, I just want to visualize what it would look like. It's easier for me to work that way. Okay, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna pause now. So, what needs to happen here is, okay, so this guy is going to match up with this guy very soon. There's gonna be the first one. If that happens, all the other soldiers need to be sent to the waiting for combat state. The waiting for combat state will do the following. It will stop the soldiers. Okay. One soldier finds enemy. Rest goes into waiting for combat. Stop. Try to find enemy to fight. Scan. Scan in front. Scan. Scan. You scan in front, you find nothing. You scan around yourself because the guy could be just like standing a little off. So you scan around. Found one. Not found one. Okay, if you found one, engaged. Check if engaged. If not, check if I can get to him. If yes, look for unengaged first. If there are no unengaged and I can get to the engaged one, get to him. Okay, so I should do it differently. Found some split into two groups, engaged, unengaged. Look for closest reachable. Engaged, then no, unengaged, then engaged. This will, so this would be a very simple algorithm, and it would tell me unengaged, engaged. Let's put it this way. So if I'm a soldier, I scan in front of myself. If I find somebody, actually, okay, let's just say scan. He scans. He finds a bunch of soldiers. Find the one that doesn't have an enemy first. If I can get to him and he's not fighting anyone, then I'm just gonna try and get to him. And he's gonna try and get to me. If I can't find, like, let's say it's in second or third line, and I have access to an enemy that is already fighting my mate, I will just attack him. So that guy is now fighting two people. But for some reason, you know, yeah. So that's the waiting for combat state. And inside the fighting state, fighting, if attacked. So you have your enemy that you're locked onto. But if you're attacked, if attacked by unengaged soldier, locked on enemy is fighting more than one. Like if you get attacked, let's say there are two soldiers fighting one soldier, one enemy soldier, two team A soldiers fighting one team B soldier, and another team B soldier comes from the side and attacks me. So I'm fighting this guy and I get attacked here. So I should turn to him and fight him. And this team B soldier will still keep fighting this guy, but you know, we will kind of switch back to one-on-one. Locked on enemy is fighting more than one. Switch targets. I mean, this is kind of, it should technically probably be in the combat mechanics more than anything. I am still in combat movement, kind of. I don't really know if this is. It is. It still belongs here. This is all kind of parts of the combat movement section. Yeah, and I'm gonna waste time and is there no other boot? Boot. Okay. it still feels like a lady boot, but that's okay. Under 5.8, we're just gonna say new. Okay, that works. And we're gonna say, we're just gonna put in a tree here. Branch. Oh, great. Branch fork. Sure. Now, this is what I call a waste of time and procrastination. See, it's actually very nice to have Notion to do this, but I'm actually probably going to switch to just like rewrite this into Galaxy Notes, because I can then just use my tablet to, check off stuff manually and, write down what I need to be written down. Okay, well, new Notion version can install in the background. While I have 10 minutes, so I'm not going to do much, but I'm going to get the unit and I'm going to say trigger fight status. Call unit status change, that's fine. Clear the timers, that's fine. And tell unengaged soldiers to check their surroundings periodically. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get all the soldiers and tell them. I still have them inside the struct. That's so stupid. Okay. Part of the cleanup will be break the unit struct inside PP unit. It's probably going to break a whole lot of stuff, but I just can't with this anymore. It was, I can't even say it was a good idea to do it then. It wasn't. For each, now we're gonna say, if you don't have an enemy to lock onto, I don't think I, Okay, there should be a function here that says, hold on, stop and face enemy, handle, engage enemy. Okay, on unit enters fighting mode, fighting status or whatever. Status, there we go. And we're gonna say if here we have enemies to engage, enemy to lock onto. Okay, well, let's say this, let's say it's valid. So if this is valid for you, you're already in the state, in the fighting state. We could also get AI controller, get state. No. How do I keep doing this? I keep forgetting how to do it. Soldier controller. Okay, soldier controller. Soldier control. Get soldier controller. State tree. Get state tree. Get state tree AI. if I can check the status here, state, get state tree run status equal enum. I don't think I can. Yeah, it's not what I want. Okay, let me state gameplay state tree. Okay, gameplay state tree. Add link state, bind, get state tree run status, send state tree event, unbind. Okay, so I can't check the state here, or at least I can't. Maybe somebody else could, but I cannot. Okay, so if your enemy to log on is not valid, we are going to send state tree event, which I don't know why I deleted this then. Send state tree event. We're gonna do this here. We're gonna make up a new event, make new event, and it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be st soldier dot wait to fight. Can be here. Let's add that new tag, and it's gonna be right here. Okay, so we're gonna send this to the state tree. Wait to fight. I'll check for accessible enemy. That's great. We are entering this state from any. Okay. See, it's getting a little too, you know, but I guess it's okay. We're going to do this. Wait to fight. Okay.
Hey.
Yes, my darling.
Wash the bedsheet. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Before it's too late.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna put this here. We're gonna paste this here, and we're also gonna paste it. Well, no, if I'm fighting, I don't really want to move to that position. I don't want to move to wait to fight through this event. But I'm also not sending that event. Okay, let's, because, well, if I don't have a enemy, yeah, that's the thing. If I kill my enemy, then I'm gonna be sending that event, right? But until then, I'm not going to. So, okay. Waiting to fight. That's fine. Okay. So now one guy will be stuck in fighting, and one guy will be, and the rest will be stuck on waiting to fight. This is what should happen. Now, if we do waiting to fight, what I really want to do is run a task. Okay, we're gonna do move to, and the destination is actor, character, capsule component, character movement, property functions, get actor location. Yeah. Get actor location. This is not AI controller, this is the actor. Destination. Property functions. Can I just stop the movement? I think that would be much easier. See, I wish what I could do here is just like call a function of the soldier. Like it would be so much easier if I could just do that. But because it's already a function on the soldier, I might still be able to, you know, help myself out, kind of, sort of. So instead of doing that, waiting to fight, I am going to go right here and say, where did I find it before? All right, blueprint class, state tree task, state tree task blueprint base. I'm gonna say STT wait to fight. Okay, I might rename it later. So what I'm doing here is I'm saying there's a variable, so I'm gonna call him soldier. I'm gonna put him into context, and I'm gonna say this is BP soldier. That's my contextual actor, and I'm gonna say on enter. What? Enter. Why is it doing it this way? Event enter state. God damn it. Event enter state. Sure. Okay, let's take that soldier and handle. No, stop. Halt. It's somewhere in there. Handle move order, toggle run, turn in place, handle move order, simplify. Okay, the unit calls halt. I know that. Unit halt. Call unit trigger movement. Okay, so we set the target position. Okay. It's ridiculous. Character movement. Get character movement. Can I just say stop? Stop. Active movement. Stops applying further movement. Actually zeros acceleration. Stop moving immediately. Stop moving zero acceleration for components. Okay, we're gonna do it the same way we do it. Set target position. Target position. No. The soldier has target move position. Target move position. No, it's not on the character movement though. Target move position set. And we're gonna set that to the soldier's position. Get position, get location, get location, get actor location. There we go. I'm gonna split this and we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna say handle move order. Or now I can say character movement, and now we're gonna say stop active movement. Nav movement interface. Damn it! Stop movement immediately. Actually, zero's velocity, zero's acceleration. Okay. I just want to make sure that the target move position is not, it's not gonna like make it worse. Okay, so, and I don't think I wired it in, right? No, I did not. Okay, we're gonna add wait to fight context actor. Okay, we're gonna have to compile it. Okay, now we should be able to run that. Boom. Okay, let's go. So once the first soldier hits the enemy, the rest of them should just stop dead in their tracks. At least that's the hope. So let's do this. Let's do this. And we'll see. They did not stop. Okay. The BP unit. Hold on. The soldier said. Yeah, see, now I don't have time anymore, so that sucks. I'm just gonna try and finish this. Trigger fight status for the BP unit. BP unit. See, here's the problem. I set up the loop and I did nothing with it. What was the function called? On unit enters fighting status. That's a great name. Oh, I'm laughing at my own jokes now. That's, you know. Okay. Let's see if this works now that I've actually wired it in. That's I always do. I always forget to do that. I always like prepare a setup and then just don't do it. Okay, guys, I need you to run over here. You need to run over here. And now, what we're gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna remove the running first of all, and we're gonna walk towards the enemy. Okay, nobody stopped. Nobody stopped. Why did nobody stop? Guys, come on. I don't have time for this. Trigger the fight status. Okay, so the first soldier sends, I am fighting. These people. I think it didn't stop because this thing. I'm just gonna say handle move order. No, not the fucking character movement. Handle move order. Like we do it always. Handle move order. I'm just gonna say get AI controller, get AI controller. I'm just gonna do this instead because it doesn't matter. Okay, now I don't have time, so now I'm just gonna rush these guys here. Okay, so now when we... Nope, they just keep moving. I want to get AI controller, move to location, handle move order, call function, get AI controller, return value, handle move order, BP soldier. Yeah. Okay, if I remove this, how many things will be broken? Stop and face the enemy. Well, okay, but okay, so just that was broken. I don't know if that's the problem that we had, but maybe. Okay. And they're still not stopping. Fuck me. Yeah, because this isn't. I am just soldier controller. Get soldier controller. There we go. Fuck. Yes, now it should work. Now it should actually work. Well, they didn't stop. But at least we're not getting, you know. Wait to fight. Handle move order. Okay, so the unit calls on all its soldiers. It says on unit enters blah blah blah. I am just really dumb. There we go. Fuck yeah. That's exactly what I fucking wanted. Thank you. Stupid ass dumbasses. And I know I'm the one programming them, so technically I am the dumbass, but just, you know. Okay. No, I'm just gonna, yeah. So now, see, what will happen soon is that this guy will say, oh, hey, I'm gonna search my radius. Oh, this guy is the closest. I'm gonna walk off to him. And this guy is gonna be like, oh, that guy's outside my radius. So I'm just gonna kind of move into the core of the unit a little bit more, you know. But that's gonna be the next thing to do. It's 8:10. I'm 10 minutes late already. But this was a fun session. Not the ending, but the rest was fun. Anyway, if you have been watching, if you watched any part of this, I am very surprised, but also thank you. And I might not stream tomorrow, but Tuesday morning, which is Monday afternoon everywhere else, I will probably be back to, you know, do some more of this programming failure, I guess. Anyway, that's it. See you all then. Bye bye.